Cheerful Greetings, and today we're going to work on our signatures for my book. In a previous tutorial video, I showed how to make the cover of my journal. A signature is the divisions that are going in your journal. These are the three pieces of cardstock that I have chosen to use. There are three different colors, and it's a thicker paper than my paper of my journal. So I want to have something a little thicker to separate the different signatures. So here are my pages. I have folded them in half. They are regular 8.5 by 11 sheets of paper that I have dyed. Inside it, I also have some shorter pages out of books, and I'll either have them up at the top or at the bottom. Like this one, when I put it in, if I need to put it either up at the top or at the bottom, so that the threads in the signature, there will be two of them instead of one. If it's in the middle, I'm going to only have one thread going through it, and it will have a tendency to warp. So here are my pages. I have 17 of them. That means I have 34 pages in my book and 68 sides. So that's a lot to decorate. And this is just my first signature. I will be putting 3 signatures in the journal. So the first thing I do is I put it inside my signature cover, and I go through it and decide where I want these short pages, whether I want them at the top or at the bottom, because I want them to be in here tightly like the rest of the pages. And if I have one of them going up and I have another short one right at it, I'll probably have the other one going down. So I can fix this like this. Okay, after all of this is done, and I will do this in a minute, go all the way through and make sure they're all put together and straight. I'll have them settle down both directions, either long ways and width-wise. Okay, the first thing I'm going to do is fix my holes in my cover. And this is a 6 by 9 journal. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to have 3 signatures. So I have to mark my holes 3 different times. Let me see, I get the right side of my thing. I want my first one about, I put it at the top in the picture, I have it at the top. I want my first one approximately 1.5 inches. So I'll make a little dot there at the 1.5 inches. The next one, I'm going to put at 3.5, which is about here. Now, you usually have the top 2 holes closer than the bottom 2. And we'll put this in here straight again, and I will mark my spine at the 7.5 inch. Now, this is good for 1 signature, but I'm going to put 3 signatures. So I have to go in and put it at the same spot, one in the middle and one on the other side, as I go down, because I'll be making holes for these dots. Okay, I went back and measured my dots again, and I had some of them out of place. So this is what I have. I have 3 sets of dots, and my dots are corrected here. They're the ones in the orange, in the purple, the one to the left, one in the center. They just weren't in the right place. So I have corrected that. And we'll put that aside for a minute. I now have my signature put together. This is how I want it. And it's pretty much even all the way. And some of the short ones are at the top and some of them are at the bottom. I don't need, like this. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do is take my thread, and I'm using DMC thread. And it is in layers of 6. In other words, it takes 6 strings to make a string. And I have started here. Give me a second, let me get corrected. I have started turning them, separating them. And what I want to use is 2 strands. And I have them here. I want to keep my 2 strands together, and I'll just pull it apart like this. And sometimes you have to pull down on the middle because this kind of twists. So what I usually do is put it in my mouth and hold on to it so I can separate it. Then I pull it till I have to do it again. You especially have to do this when you have a long strand. And I don't want to have to use 2, so I want just 1 long one. Now, the 4 strands I'll put aside and save for my other 2 signatures. This, which is made of 2, is really embroidery thread, and that's what I use. Okay, the next thing I need to do is to make a hole in my cover so that I can attach the signatures to it. So I'm going to lay my threads out here and take my pricker, and in this case I need to put something underneath to keep it going through my mat. Here I have 2 pieces of cardboard that I'm going to use underneath so it doesn't go through. I'm going to take my pricker and put it in the correct hole. Now I don't want my holes in the crevice where the book moves. And that was what I had done wrong. I had them too close to the crevice. And I can feel the hole. I've got it in there now. Because it has stuck through to the back side, I believe. We'll try that again and look and see. Okay. And right here, I can feel the point of my pricker. So that has made my first hole. And I will go down and do all 3 holes before I put the signature in. Okay, I have put holes in my spine. There are 9 holes, 3 at the top, 3 not in the middle, in the upper part, and 3 down here. And my pricker will go all the way through. Give me just a second and I'll show you. There's my pricker right there. Okay, next step is you take your signatures And you measure what distance you have here. Not the distance of the book, the distance of the muslin, because that's how long my papers are. And I make marks on my paper where they are. So what I do is I'll take my pen, my pricker, and I'll go through here, all the way through, and makes holes. Then I will take my needle and thread. Now I want to show you exactly how it goes so that you can know the steps, but to do it on camera is awfully hard for me. It will start here at that, we'll call it the middle, but it's not the middle. And you want to leave some string down so you can tie it off. You need to have plenty of string here. Okay, it will go through to the middle. As I said, I'm just calling it the middle. Go through the middle, down to the bottom, so the strip of thread will be down here at the bottom. And then it'll come up here. So we're gonna go down here to the outside, come up to the inside, go to the top, bring your cording up to the top, and go to the outside and come back in at the middle. So when you are finished, you will have the string covering the whole area, with it going in here and in here and in here. So you always start in the back of your journal. So if this is my journal and I have it upright, and this is the top, we know it's the top because the two here are closer together. And we're gonna put this one in this set of holes. Now, as I say, I've got some extra dots there that I shouldn't have, but I've already made my hole, so it'll go in here, and then the next one will go in front of it, and the next one will go in front of it, and you do the very same thing to all three. So I will show you the various stages of the threading as I do them. Okay, I have my insides, and I'm having on the clip hold it. I've punched holes in my signature all the way through, and I have my needle here. If you notice, you will notice that I have a very long string here, and I will leave a lot of it out. So I have the holes in all three places, and I'm going to try to push them through here. I've gone all the way through, and now I'm going to, the measurement of this paper is the same as the muslin. I'm going to straighten it up and try to get it through the spine of the cover. And I see my little dot there, and I'll push it through. Okay, when you put it through, make sure you go through the back ones. You don't we're going through the center, but it's in the back of the cover. And it also will prick you if you get your hand in the wrong place. Let me see if I can maneuver here and take something to help pull it out. There we go. Scissors work well. Now I'm going to pull it through and keep going till I have approximately this much, at least that much left. It's down here, the string's down here. Now, this time, And again, we're working in the back. You've got 3 here. So we're going to work in the back one. And I'm going to try to get it in there. So what I will do is take my, since I have a printed cover, it's hard to see. So I'm going to take my pricker here and prick it through. It comes through. And again, if you can't find the thimble, you just put it through like that with the scissors. Keeps it from slipping in your hands. Okay, then we bring in a cording. So it's taut. We don't want to do like I almost did and put it through the hole by mistake. We want to make sure we have that cording left. Now we're going to straighten up our book. Now, the next step is to take and go up here and go through. And we're doing the very same thing. We're going to go through the back, and then the back one is going to come up in the middle. And so I'll do that and then show you the finished signature. Okay, here's my needle coming up through the middle. Now, the main thing is you want to make sure your pages are in there straight. And you pull on both threads. The one that you started with and the one that's coming up, and you want to make it tight. And before I tie it, I want to show you what it looks like on the outside. I don't know if you can see it now, but it's got the string coming from the top into the bottom and then coming back out and then going back in. Now I'm going to push this up and tie it off. Okay, here's my triple square knot, and I can either leave it, put some charms on it or something, or I can cut it off shorter. Right now I always leave it so that I can work with it later if I want to add charms. I won't decide that until the end. Now, this is my first signature. And you can see, you turn the pages, they're put together nice and tight. Some of the pages are short, but they're still in there tight. And I usually put my signatures in a harder piece of cardstock or something that's a little different. So this is the back one. I've got one here that will be one of them, and then I have this one. This one will probably go in the middle. So these are the 3. So this is your signature, and now I'm going to do the very same thing, repeat it all with the other 6 holes. I hope this tutorial helped as to how I make my signatures. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it was helpful. If it was, please come back and see me again and see what I have in store for you. I do both junk journal tutorials and card tutorials. If you will, please subscribe and don't forget it. Have a great crafting day. Bye.